Right, let me take you through this. The title of this presentation, as you can see on your screen, is actually based on an article I wrote several years ago. And it's actually based on what I have been doing for many, many years. I learned to do it not overnight. It took me quite a while to master it, but I've learned to really put it to use to great effect in terms of getting financial reward for doing it. And that has to do with creating what are called cash flow generating assets. Okay, that's what Robert Kiyosaki calls them, but in my own case, and as I'm going to explain in this short story, I call them, the ones I create, digital cash flow generating assets, because unlike Mr. Kiyosaki, I don't exactly have access to the kind of resources he has in America and places like that all over the world where he does business that enable him to engage in real estate in a manner that's reliable. I'll give you a good example. Not too long ago, we had, I think on the 1st of November this 2021, a 21-story building collapsed right here in Lagos State, Nigeria, and it was ridiculous because this was supposed to be a building that several years before that the owner had been arrested along with some of his workers for not following the rules, the building plans and all of that, getting the necessary permits, and getting himself released after being arrested for continuing work. He got himself released by some so-called phone call from from a top person from the top, and so he was able to continue building that structure. It was supposed to be 15 stories tall, but here this man was, he had already extended it to 21 stories. So just like has been happening for so many years now in the Nigerian space, we've had building after building collapse, and this one collapsed just into total rubble, and people died. So many people died. So my point therefore is that it's not an industry, real estate business is not an industry I find attractive to venture into. You know, those are some of the sentiments I had, the kind of the quality of human beings there. There's some good people, but quite a number of people are playing pranks because of the big money that's supposedly available to be had there. That's why when Kiyosaki talks about cash flow generating assets in form of real estate, it didn't interest me because I knew the market I physically had to function in. Well, maybe in other African countries I'll be able to do that, but not in the Nigerian social space, like I said. Alright, so going back straight away to the title, I don't want to ramble. I just wanted to give you that perspective. So then again, it's also that story I just told you now, just designed to show you that you have a choice. You can take an idea and you can modify it or adapt it to suit your unique needs and environment. You know, so the man has an idea. You don't exactly have the same things he has over there when he's giving the idea from, or which he's tested the ideas on. But the idea may be something that you can adapt to suit the unique needs that are available in your own market if you are willing to do some creative thinking, okay, and apply some persistence in using them. All right, so that's my photo that you see on the top there. Okay, my name is Tayo Solagbade. All right, this is my blog. It's a multidisciplinary blog, self-development nuggets, and the title, like I said, is how you can create income generating assets without having a job or any money. Now, this was inspired by, I follow Robert Kiyosaki. I followed him for many years. I bought his books from Amazon.com in year 2000. They were shipped to me from the USA through the UK office of a company I was working with. That was just before I resigned. I left the company in 2002 January. So I read his books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Rich Kid Smart Kid, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School. Those are the 3 titles I bought. Later on I bought some other top ones as well, including why A students work for C students and why B students work for the government. All of these books have made a massive impact in my understanding, including how I should parent my children and prepare them for real life. I am sharing these things before I go into the meat of the matter in this presentation, because I want you to understand this concept I'm presenting to you is the key to you achieving your financial independence, as well as helping your kids to do the same. And this man has produced a body of work that can transform the life of anybody who's willing to do the work. So just get out, Google this man, and learn as much as you can about his work. It's as simple as that. Because if I'm talking about him like this from Africa and I don't have what he has, I don't have access to the stuff he's talking about that many people have access to in the US, come on, that means anybody can use his ideas and succeed. Okay, so what happened was I was on his Facebook page, yes. And okay, I think let me try and see if I can open it. I'll open it in a different page. I'll wait till it comes up, then I'll go and see if it's still there. All right, so he had posted something. Okay, yeah, the individual was a South African guy, and he had posted the following comment. So how can young people in South Africa create assets without having jobs? So okay, yes, this is the screenshot of what Robert Kiyosaki posted. Potentially life-changing financial workshops coming to your area. Okay, so let me see if that page has opened up. I'm not sure it's still there, but we'll soon see. Okay, while it's loading, I keep telling people, some of these people from other countries, I don't want to mention specific countries, but some people from some parts of Asia in particular come to me and you see now, say sorry, content not available. Well, you have to. But like I said, it was there was a post that was announcing an event coming up, so I knew it might not be available anymore. So some of these people, they ask me, Tayo, send me this your Excel software free, blah blah blah, and I tell them, or they want to even talk to me free and all. Well, I think they want to chat me up, or they are saying they can't call me and all that, and I want to know who I'm dealing with. So I tell them many times, these people do not even understand. You're asking me to help you solve a problem online with Excel, Visual Basic, and you just expect me to respond. You don't understand that we deal with so many layers of expense overheads here to use the web the way you do. Many of you have countries that provide heavy subsidy or even make internet completely free. I traveled to to a course in the UK. We traveled all over the UK, and I remember some of the guys from Holland, they were working with Heineken, told us that they were shocked to hear that we were paying money to use the internet in Nigeria, and they were telling me that it was free, completely free. Broadband internet was free in their country, and I understand it's either free or very low cost in many other developed countries. Now think about that. I have to take part of my money to do that, and I run a business, and I have to do power supply problems, buy fuel to generator. In my case, I use a solar system now, but it's still the same thing. I'm spending extra money, okay, to keep myself going in terms of in addition to dealing with erratic internet connectivity, which is also high priced. All of that, and you still want me to be available to you the way the man in the USA who gets all those things free is. It doesn't make any sense. And anyway, even if it makes sense to you, it doesn't make sense to me, and I won't accept it. All right, so those are some of the things you can see there. So this gentleman asked that questions. Okay, the announcement of the event, apparently they were planned for certain locations in South Africa, but okay, it was clearly stated that they will be contacted by Robert's team and that he would not be attending. They made it clear that Robert was not going to be there. However, the comment that the South African guy made, was what really alerted me to the fact that the things I knew from studying Robert's work for over a decade, as of that time, about how to use his ideas to make money using non-physical assets, okay, non-physical zero-cost assets. All right, so I decided I could share that my ideas might be useful. So I decided I would post a response to his comment. So what you see in the screenshot here, all right, where he said, that's great news, unemployment must fall, right? I think that's what he said there. So how can young people in South Africa create assets without having jobs? Saifo Sams Mokwana. All right, that's his comment. So I responded. I mean, I hardly ever do this, but that day I just felt so touched. I saw the way it was like, how can this be so obvious to me, and this guy doesn't get it, so I just said, okay, let me just do this. I don't often do it. I said, if you mean physical assets like rental properties that Robert Kiyosaki often describes, persons without jobs will certainly struggle, as your question implies. Now, of course, there's a much longer version to this. This is just a preview of what I wrote. Then it was because I did that post and I thought about it later, I reflected on it, I realized that other people would need it. That's why I turned the post into this article that you see on the screen. So I'm just going to read out the rest of what I said to him verbatim, so you understand exactly the point I made. All right, so here it is. I've reproduced it here on the screen. All right, so if you mean physical assets like rental property that Robert Kiyosaki often describes, persons without jobs will certainly struggle, as your question implies. Such persons, indeed anyone, can however get started and grow his or her wealth using an alternative strategy of creating what I have named digital cash flow generating assets. So Kiyosaki never talked about digital CFGAs. I came up with that concept, which is like kind of modifying what he had used, cash flow generating assets, and saying, well, mine are digital and exclusively digital for the most part. I don't sell anything physically, to be honest, except somebody requests for them in physical form, like on DVD. All right, so I've been reading Robert Kiyosaki's books. I continue now. I've been reading Robert Kiyosaki's books since 2000, and quit paid employment in December 2001 to start my own business. It took me years to find a way to successfully adapt his ideas to work for me in my harsh socio-economic environment of Nigeria. But my passion forced me to think creatively in using his definition of assets as anything that puts money in my pockets. I looked more closely at what he did and realized his real estate formula would not work so well in my society for someone lacking ready access to tangible funds and risk capital and reliable connections and networks. But I noticed he had quite a lot of passive income coming to him from his prolific authorship of information products. Apart from royalties from book sales, he also earned lots of money via licensing of publishing rights for his books and creation and sales of ebook, video, audio, etc. versions. I realized I could focus on doing the same thing too, i.e. monetizing my expertise. The best part was that I built Excel visual building software products for niche markets, but had previously focused on marketing them via pavement pounding and door-to-door selling and cold calling. I realized I could get better results by building a digital marketing system and delivering my products online to buyers in complete packages. It's taking me time to perfect it, and I still continue to tweak, refine and reinvent it, but I can tell you that today I live my dream, earning over 80% of my income passively. If I could have done it, others can do it as well. So then I put links to 2 other write-ups. I'm going to cover those in separate video, all right, in which I actually describe what I do exactly using the above strategy that I described. Now I put that there. Now I ended by telling him I refer you to them, that is to these links above here, all right, simply to offer a real world example of what I've described here, and not in an attempt to recruit you or any other persons, any other readers. I had no need to use such tricks because my marketing system drives pre-qualified, motivated prospects to me even while I sleep. So I hope this helps. So then you see I made this joke here. It wasn't a joke. I really had the intention of it. I said I think I'll publish this later today as a blog on my website so others with similar concerns can read it. All right, and that's it really. If you think about what I've said, you see that it makes a lot of sense, and not just does it make sense, it works. I wrote this article. Let me scroll down and see if I can check when I wrote. Right, see, I wrote it on the 31st of March 2016. Come on, today is the 1st of December 2021, and I can tell you I've taken this work, I've gone so much further with it, I've done so much more, and believe me, it's been an exciting journey. And one thing that I now do for people, I help them create digital cash flow generating assets of all kinds, and some of them even have engaged me to handle their web marketing. In other words, what I'm doing works, and I'm helping people also to use it as well. Some of my clients are becoming my affiliate partners, reselling my own products with my help, using branded websites I built for them. It can work for you if you are willing to learn how to use it. Now, if you need help making use of the ideas I've shared here, all you have to do is reach out to me using the contact details provided on your screen. I wish you well.